Hi everybody, my name is Asia and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing my April TBR. Is it just me or can you not believe that it's actually April? Because that's just incorrect.
That is not correct. Because according to the encyclopedia,
It's still 2020, like in my head. Like, we're still stuck in the eternal year for me. Like, it's not even 2021. So I don't understand how it's already April, because this is honestly insane. I cannot believe it, but I'm really excited. April's actually like one of my favorite months. I have like a very love-hate relationship with spring in general.
No. Well,
I hate allergies. I don't like it getting warm. I don't like the bugs. I don't like anything about it, okay? Like, me and spring don't get along. But I always feel like I'm getting into the groove of life and getting out of slumps in April. And spring is always kind of like a good time for me in general. February through March, I'm always really busy and I'm really stressed. And April's kind of like a time that I feel rejuvenated because it's right after spring break happened. And like, I just feel so much better, even though I kind of despise spring. And also, if you haven't noticed, I got a new full shelf. It used to be a short shelf that was only 2 shelves high, so it came to here, and now the full shelf goes up there. So we have more to display. I have a big shelf.
if I hit this cactus and it freaking stabs me, I'm gonna cry.
Got diagnosed with cool guy syndrome yesterday. So now I take Adderall.
Okay, that's enough preamble. I'm so excited to get into this TBR. I actually don't have much going on. I'm not participating in any readathons.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god, stop fucking lying.
I pushed back Pessl till May because I thought that the magical readathon might be happening in April, but turns out it's not. So I literally don't have anything I'm participating in. I know that there's a couple 24-hour readathons happening that I may partake in, but they're kind of just reading books that are already on my TBR. So I'm just going to go over the books that I have to read, and then with my extra time that I have, if I have any extra time, I'm going to be reading books for secret TBRs and things like that. I actually need your guys' help with a name for a series that I want to do on my channel that I'm going to talk about later. So please, if you want to help me come up with the name, please stick around to closer to the end, because first I'm going to be talking about the books that I need to read for book clubs and things like that. As always, all my book clubs, readathons, read-alongs are all always linked down below to check them out. There's no readathons for me to link this time, but definitely my book clubs that I host every single month. The first book club that I'm in is actually Stacks of Strange, which is a book club with a whole bunch of hosts. There's 8 of us now, and we just read weird books. And this month we're reading We Ride Upon Sticks, and I'm actually really excited for it. There's like a lot of books that we read for this book club that I've never heard of before that just aren't really my thing, but I read them because I'm in the book club and I love discussing with it, and I really do find some books that I enjoy, and I enjoy the experience even if I've never heard of them. But this one I actually have heard of because of Kayla from Books and Lala. She gave this book 5 stars, and I know she said that this is gonna be a book that's not for everybody, but I'm hoping that I really like it. All I really know about this book is it's about this team of girls who plays field hockey at this high school, and they live in Salem, Massachusetts. So they are kind of losing the season, and they start kind of diving into magic and witchcraft and things like that to try and help them win the season. Even in the synopsis it's very vague, but that's kind of just what I gathered from what I've heard. The cover is absolutely stunning, and I don't have my own copy, but it is on my wish list. Maybe a fairy will come and bless me with the book.
Oh baby, nah, that ain't gonna work.
I just know that this one I'm really excited for, and I'm also really excited for our May pick as well. The next book club that I'm in is the Swoon Sisters book club, which is hosted by me and Nicole from Who Picked This Book, with the occasional guest here or there. So if you don't know how our book club works, basically we ask for romance tropes from like our Instagram, Twitter, on our YouTube channels, everything at the very beginning of the year, and then we put them on a spinner wheel. We basically spin the wheel, figure out the trope that we're going to be doing for that month, and then decide on a book. And we release books quarterly. We actually released our books that we're reading for April, May, and June.
That line we're gonna say to each other, because even if it's an
So for April, we landed on student teacher romance or student professor. We decided to go with student professor because it's a little bit less taboo and might appeal to more people, because I know that student teacher can be kind of a put off for some people. We both like it, but we want to appeal to a lot more people, and so we decided to go with Voyeur by Fiona, and this one has been on my TBR for so long. In this, the love interest goes to a strip club and like pays to watch this girl, whatever, and then he finds out later on that she is actually his student, and he knows that he should stop watching her, but he keeps going, and they're like behind glass or something like that, so she doesn't even know that he's there watching her. I'm really excited. I've heard really good things about this, and the premise sounds beautiful, like strip club student professor romance together. Who doesn't want that? The next book that I'm going to be, oh my gosh, The Sun.
Do you ever like wake up or do something and you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
So the next book that I'm going to be reading is Night Film by Marisha Pessl, because I'm doing a read along for this with Savannah, Sarah, Rain, and McKay. I think those are everybody who's going to be in it, and we will announce dates and everything like this later on our Instagrams and things like that, but we are reading this and doing a live show towards the end of April. If we decide on a date, I will put it up on the screen, but I'm really thrilled for this because this has been on my TBR for years. Like, I think I actually had this in my old house. If you don't know, I moved here right before high school, so that means that I had to have this for like 3 to 4 years, which is a super long time. I know that this book is mixed media, which I love. I am a mixed media hoe. I love mixed media. And in this book, I know that there is a death of a girl who is the daughter of a like acclaimed horror director, and this investigative journalist begins to dig deeper into her death and finds out deaths are connected to hers, and so on and so forth comes a mystery. And I'm super excited. I've heard pretty good things about this overall, but like, look at that mixed media. Ugh.
Look at this graph.
I love mixed media so much. And this one is kind of big. I think it's actually going to be pretty dense, but I'm super excited for it, especially because we're doing a live show where we can dissect it, and I think it's just going to be an amazing time. The next book that I'm going to be reading is A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. My copy's currently upstairs because this book I am doing a reading vlog for, because I did the first part and posted it, so it's not really like a secret TBR reading vlog because people know it's coming, and so I do need to get on this. I said that I was going to start it, but then I realized I had a lot of books that I need to read this month because I'm still filming this in March, so I don't think I'm going to start this in March, but I'm definitely going to start and finish this in April and come out with the reading vlog. And this is the 4th book / the beginning of like a new era in the ACOTAR series. Like, I think of it as like the original trilogy plus a novella, and then this is like kind of its own separate thing. And in this book we follow Nesta and Cassian and my little angel babies with their wings.
I love the wings. The wings are for me.
Oh my God. Is this who we are? Is this what we represent?
I'm not going to go too in depth about this just because it's already so hyped. You probably know what the original series is about, and this is kind of like its own offshoot of that. The next book that I have is obviously The Crown of Gilded Bones, which I am literally bouncing off the walls about. Like, I'm dropping everything to read this book when it comes out. I don't normally do that, but it's a necessary because I'm obsessed. I need more Hawk and Poppy in my life. Hawk, he gives me life. He fills my soul. And the last book, the second one, ended on a cliffhanger. Okay, and that's not okay. Miss Jennifer tried to play us, but you know what? I'm not mad because you know what? She comes out with her books quick, unlike some authors that take 1 to 2 years, which is also okay. But like, at least she comes out with them like every 6 months, which I can survive. But like, I'm ready to continue the series, and I know she's gonna be thick. I don't even know how many pages it is, but I know she's gonna be thick. I hope that everything that we've been wanting and dreaming and wishing and theorizing of come true in this book. Okay, so I'm ready to get my grabby little hands on it. She's on pre-order to come to my house. If you don't know what From Blood and Ash is about, it's basically like this high fantasy vampire romance about this girl who's the maiden. She basically can't be touched. She has to be kept in isolation because she needs to ascend, and when she ascends, it helps other people ascend and basically become immortal. And then there's the dark one who basically is trying to steal the kingdom back. It's good, read it. Some people don't like it, but I love it, and a lot of people really like it, so you should try it, is what I'm saying. The last real book that I'm going to be mentioning on this TBR is for the Buzzwordathon prompt, which is to read a book with some sort of space word in the title. Now trust me, I have a whole bunch of sci-fi over there that I could pick from, but will I do that? No!
Are you delusional? Do you suffer from a mental illness?
So I'm going to go with a book that's been on my TBR for a while. I believe this is YA, which is not really my cup of tea, but I'm really excited for this, and that is Girl Made of Stars, and obviously it has stars in the title. In this, we follow our main character whose twin brother was accused of raping one of her friends, and she kind of just has to deal with trying to come to terms with knowing her own brother is a rapist, and like, did her friend lie? Like, obviously there's a lot of victim blaming, especially when you know the person that did the rape. So it kind of just has to deal with that. Obviously there's going to be trigger warnings for this book. I like to be triggered. If you do not, be cautious. Okay, be cautious. But I'm excited for this. I've heard good things about this. I've been meaning to read this for a long time because I feel like books that have to do with like rape culture and things like that really appeal to me. The main two that I have that have been really high on my TBR are this one and Beartown by Frederick Bachman. So I'm hoping to get to this one for sure. I promise this is the last thing that I'm going to talk about, but this is where I need you guys' help to come up with a title for a series that I'm doing. So I've talked about this a couple times where I'm going to be doing like an author try series where I try an author out, and right now I'm doing Tiffany D. Jackson. I've already read one of her 4 published books, but I'm going to get to hopefully all 4 in this month and post a reading vlog towards the end of this month or in May, where obviously I read her books, and I don't know what to name the series. I don't want to name it like author try because that's lame. I really like experiment, the word experiment, so I was thinking like author experiment or author experiment diary. I don't know if that's too much, but let me know. If you guys have any ideas, please let me know what I should name this series. I have a name for another series that I'm going to be doing that could kind of cover both, but I really want them to have 2 separate names. I don't know why. The other one's going to be more like subgenres, while this one's going to be about authors. So please, if you have any thoughts, ideas, opinions, please let me know down below what I should name this series that I want to do on my channel. Obviously, as I said, I have a whole bunch of secret TBRs planned, especially for these 2 series that I could start working on once I finish all of these books. That's all that I have for this video today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, everybody. Trying to look like you winning. I'm writing rhymes in the kitchen, soaking in moments we live in. Yeah, you got the nerve to be on me, faking your life for the IG. If you got my number, don't add me, cause baby, I'm on high.